My name is Reza. I am a solutions architect at Amazon Web Service. Thank you for attending the AWS Summit. I'm excited to introduce you Lenis and Mani from Hellotalk. Lenis is VP of Technology and Mani is the SRE Engineering Manager. Thank you for joining this session. Before we start, I would like to share a quote from Abhilash Ramakrishna, the CTO at Hellotalk. We recently moved 80% of our compute workload to AWS Graviton2 based Amazon EC2 instance and achieved 40% plus better performance with a 20% cost reduction than x86 based EC2 instance. With this result, we are look forward to exploring the benefit of using Graviton2 based instance for Amazon EMR, Amazon Elasticache, and Amazon RDS. AWS designed AWS Graviton processor to deliver best price performance for your cloud workload running in Amazon EC2. And today, we are going to talk about Hellotalk's journey on how they were able to improve their workload performance while reducing costs by migrating it to AWS Graviton2 instance family. We will learn more about Hellotalk and how they introduce Graviton2 into their production environment. Next, we will touch on their challenge, the solution, and the process they underwent to migrate the workload. We will also learn how they define what success looks like for them and pick up key learnings. But before we go into the details of Hellotalk's adoption journey, Lenis, can you tell us more about Hellotalk?
Hi Raja, and thanks for the introduction. Hellotalk is a digital healthcare company based out of Indonesia, and our mission is to simplify access to healthcare by leveraging technology. We have built Android, iOS, and web-based applications to connect patients with doctors, order medicines online, deliver medicines to their homes, and pay for all the services using their insurance provider. We also help patients order lab tests to be conducted from their homes and have the results delivered online. Today on our platform, we have over 20 million active users, 20,000 plus doctors, and integrations to 8,000 plus pharmacies. Our platform is continuing to grow, especially during the ongoing pandemic situation.
That is a great mission. Easy access to healthcare has never been this important. I also understand that Hellotalk has become an official partner of Indonesia Health Ministry as the government telehealth official partner. That is a solid testament to the work that Hellotalk has been doing in this space. As you mentioned, that Hellotalk is rapidly growing, scaling your infrastructure must be a top priority. Can you share how Hellotalk scale and operate efficiently to meet this demand?
Before AWS, we were using traditional VMs. That model limited our ability to innovate quickly. We could not scale up dynamically, and there was a lot of firefighting by the teams to ensure our servers were continued to work. At Hellotalk, we solve for our patients and would like our patients to have the best experience while consulting with our doctors and ordering medicines online. So application latency was a key measure of our business success. Based on our analysis, we wanted to ensure our application response time measured as a latency between doctors and patients during teleconsultations would be less than 5 seconds for 95% of the calls and less than 1 second for 50% of the calls. So in 2016, we moved to AWS. With AWS, we took advantage of a scalable, reliable, and secure global computing infrastructure.
Wow, it's been a 6-year journey with AWS. We thank you for your trust and support. Could you share some tips on successfully operating an AWS environment, making architecture decisions, and maintain continuous improvement?
Once AWS releases new services and features, at Hellotalk, we have a standard practice to review existing architecture to ensure that we continue to innovate and optimize our infrastructure. Implementing new features or resource types can optimize our workloads incrementally while minimizing the effort required to implement the change. This approach provides continual improvements in efficiency over time and ensure that we remain on the most updated technology to reduce operating costs. In 2020, Graviton2 instances were available in the Singapore region. Since we operate there, we wanted to take advantage of the performance and cost benefits that Graviton2 based instances provided. So in Q4 of 2020, we started to coordinate with the AWS team to migrate our compute infrastructure to Graviton2 based instances.
That is an exciting story. What support or activities does AWS provide to help you on the Graviton2 initiative?
We work very closely with the AWS team, especially the solution architect and technical accounts manager. They provided us with consulting and advisory services through architecture review sessions. AWS's subject matter experts also gave us various solution options to adopt Graviton2 with minimal disruptions to our existing infrastructure.
Thank you for your explanation, Lennis. I'm moving to you, Mani. With the AWS team support, can you walk us through the technical journey to adopt Graviton2?
Thank you, Reza. At Hellotalk, we continuously strive to optimize the performance and reduce the cost of our compute infrastructure. We heard the performance and cost benefits of AWS new custom-built ARM64 based processor called Graviton2. Our friends at AWS suggested that Graviton2 based instances offer 40% better performance at 20% lower cost than Intel AMD based processors. Most of our workloads use Kubernetes, and I will explain how Hellotalk was able to migrate the existing Intel AMD based Kubernetes workloads to Graviton based workloads through the steps shown in this slide. Hopefully, our approach and learnings could help other organizations attempt and complete their migration successfully. In our EKS Kubernetes cluster, most nodes were Intel AMD based, so we aim to migrate AMD 64 based workloads into Graviton2 nodes first. We had various applications within our Kubernetes cluster, for example, Drop Wizard, Node.js, Tomcat and Go application. We focused on Drop Wizard application to migrate first. Most applications were Drop Wizard based. We thought that building ARM64 based images could enable our migration to Graviton2. We tried building Go application for Graviton2 but failed due to building issue. The issue was missing compatible libraries. We tried building Drop Wizard application using Docker BuildX but could not run the applications on Graviton2. The issue was due to incompatible architecture. We also observed that auto-scaling of Graviton2 nodes was not happening as per resource requirements and were unable to see container metrics with the existing New Relic infra agent for Kubernetes. We thought creating a multi-arg image with Docker BuildX could enable easy migration based on our initial analysis. We also do not expect modification in the CI/CD process. We use GitLab, Jenkins, Helm charts, Kubernetes for CI/CD. Later on, we found that an image built on ARM64 architecture does not work on Graviton2 nodes during testing. So we decided to go with Graviton2 Jenkins agents option since it requires minimal changes in our CI/CD process. The second challenge we faced was that we used a Vault Kubernetes agent as init containers for managing the secrets. We could not find ARM64 image for a Vault Kubernetes agent. Before Vault integration, we used shell script for this purpose. With no intention of going back to the old school approach, we solved the issue using the Vault 1.6.2 version, which is multi-arg based and with an annotation. The third challenge we faced was that we used New Relic for our APM. At that time, there was no support for New Relic was available for ARM64. If we move our workloads into Graviton2, we will not get any APM metrics, which would impact our monitoring and alerting system. Initially, we used New Relic infra agent installed as a Linux process in EKS worker nodes to provide container related metrics. It does not capture the container metrics. Only node infra metrics were available. To address this issue, we worked with the New Relic team. Shortly after, we got a beta image for ARM64. This solution solved our monitoring and alerting issues. We maintained two daemon set, that is one for AMD 64 and one for ARM64 nodes. Before the migration, our Kubernetes cluster was running on EKS version 1.16. We upgraded it to version 1.17. Also, the ALB ingress controller, metric server, and cluster autoscaler to a much higher level to support multi-arc nodes during the process. Otherwise, these component upgrades are not mandatory. We tested our approach on the stage environment first. After validating the test result, we migrated the workloads into production environment. We used self-managed node groups in our EKS cluster. We created a new autoscaling group for Graviton2 nodes with different node labels to facilitate easy migration. Our approach was to validate all the applications in the stage environment before going live, since we wanted to avoid any surprises in production. Our testers performed thorough testing of the application before providing sign-off. During application migration, we found that CPU requirements are slightly higher compared to AMD 64 based worker nodes while starting the application. We observed that our applications was constantly restarting during pod initialization due to CPU resource crunch. So we increased the CPU limit of the pods by 10%. This action helped us eliminate the pod restarts. Also, migration of services from stage to production was done service by service instead of migrating all services simultaneously. This approach helped achieve our milestone with zero downtime.
Great! That is an exciting journey, Mani. Now that you have successfully created an image and deployed the application on the Graviton2 instance, can you share with us some performance details?
We have seen good performance improvements after moving into Graviton2. Version 2 coupons API response improved by 48%. Version 1 coupons API response time improved by 56%. The web transaction time decreased by 48% on average. Overall, we are satisfied with the cost performance benefits provided by Graviton2. We are looking forward to moving more workloads into this instance family.
Thank you, Mani. I appreciate the detailed explanation of your technical journey. I believe your journey will inspire other organizations to adopt Graviton2 and experience the positive benefit offered by Graviton2 instance family. I'm moving back over to you, Lenis. With the technical team's effort migrating to Graviton2, what has been the business impact on Hellotalk?
Cost optimization is an important priority for all businesses, especially for a growing startup like ours. By adopting Graviton2 based instances, we achieved more than 40% better performance with a 20% reduction in cost compared to similar sized AMD 64 based EC2 instances. This migration has enabled us to serve our customers better. As the number of users on our platform grow, we can provide them with high quality services at a lower cost.
Awesome! It is an outstanding achievement to improve performance and reduce costs simultaneously. This migration initiative is very inspiring. Thank you very much, Lenis and Mani, for sharing your incredible journey with AWS. AWS will continue to innovate our Amazon EC2 instance family. The goal is to give our customer like Hellotalk the best price and performance for their workload. That way, AWS customer can innovate faster continuously. 90% of our product improvement come from customer requests. We acknowledge that our customer wants reliability, security, and flexibility when using Amazon EC2. Across industry, we understand that customers have different priority. Some organizations aim for the most cost-effective ecosystem, and other ones look for the best performance available. And of course, many are looking combination of both. Every organization have unique challenge. Some customers have license constraints that require running application in a dedicated host, while some customers looking for flexible compute power to run their hundreds of applications. AWS is delighted to offer customer choice and flexibility. With Amazon EC2, customer can deploy any kind of workload from simple website to high-performance computing application. For deployment option, customer can choose suitable option for their business. Customer can use on-demand option for dynamic workload. Reserve option also available to optimize the cost. Customer that need to bring their license can use dedicated host option. AWS is actively improving the Amazon EC2 capability to meet customer needs. Today, AWS offers more than 475 instance types. Customer can choose the right instance from multiple categories like general purpose, compute optimized, memory optimized, or storage optimized. Graviton2 is an example of how AWS innovate breakthrough technology. Another example is purpose-built chip called AWS Trainium to improve deep learning performance in the machine learning domain. AWS continue innovate on customer behalf. As we speak, Graviton3 is in the preview stage. Graviton3 will provide more benefit on top of Graviton2 better cost performance. Hellotalk achievement in better performance while reducing costs by adopting AWS Graviton2 has inspired us. Don't hesitate to reach out to AWS team if you consider Graviton2 for your workload. To gain more confidence on hands-on experience with AWS, access digital training at AWS Skill Builder and use practice exam to help you prepare for AWS certification. Thank you again for attending, and we appreciate your feedback so that we can improve your summit experience in the future. Please take time to fill out our survey and let us know what you think.